Hold on, Coach. I want to hear what he's saying, because he's going to dictate. JD doesn't care. We could play all night. In that case, I'm going to tell you a little story. I was in Las Vegas yesterday because they have a thing in Las Vegas called the Star Trek Experience. Now, as it happens, I went to the Star Trek Experience a couple of years ago. To be completely honest, the only reason I booked a show in Vegas was to have an excuse to go to the Star Trek Experience. And I went, and it was really amazing, and it's closing September 1st, forever. And it's Trekkie Mecca, it really is. So I just couldn't wrap my brain around a future where my son had not been to the Star Trek Experience. So I bought plane tickets and I booked a hotel and I got tickets to the experience, and my son and I went a couple days ago. Now, if you've never seen this thing, I can't begin to explain to you what it is, because it really truly is an experience. Like, I thought maybe it's a movie or a ride or a play. I wasn't really sure. But the first time I went, I walked in and I bought a ticket, and you get sort of inside the place, and it's a Star Trek museum. And I was like, oh, cool, it's a Star Trek museum. Like, wow, look, there's the shirt that Kirk wore in Trouble for Troubles. And I'm like walking around, I was like, there's the phaser that he shot the Gorn with. Orion Slave Girl tampon, yes! All sorts of bizarre Star Trek stuff in there. So I'm walking through the entire Star Trek museum, and I get to the very end, and this guy says to me, would you like to see the transporter? I'd love to see the fucking transporter. So myself and a handful of other people go up to the transporter set, and we go inside, and he's like, well, this is how they did this, and this is how they did this, and this is how they operate. The lights go off. There's a cold blast of air, and then someone touches me inappropriately. I'm not sure if this is an official part of the experience, but nonetheless. And then all of a sudden, the lights come back on, and I'm on a different transporter pod. Literally, completely different transporter room, and suddenly I'm surrounded by dudes in Starfleet uniforms. And it's just like, oh, they really need to make an adult video like this. And then all of a sudden, one of them says, we have no time to lose, you have to get to the bridge. I'm like, what? Run to the bridge! Okay, a door opens up and we're going through the hallways of the Enterprise. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And one of the guys is running alongside him. He says, look, we're really, really sorry for the inconvenience, but you've been accidentally transported to the future. You're on the Enterprise. I'm like, I'm on the Enterprise! We're on the Enterprise! You hear him? It's like, we have to go to the bridge immediately. And door opens up. We're on the bridge of the Enterprise. I am not fucking around, people. The captain's chair, tactical, a giant view screen. They're like, Commander Riker's on the view screen. And then suddenly Commander Riker's on the view screen. I have a very important message. It says Commander Riker. I'm like, shut up, everybody, Riker! He's talking! Quiet. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand you're probably very confused, but you're no longer in the 20th century. You're now in the future on a starship called the Enterprise. Klingons, who are violent aliens from another world, have found a rift in the time-space continuum. They have brought you to the future because one of you is Picard's ancestor. And they figure that if they can kill that ancestor, then he will no longer exist. And I'm like, my name's kind of French. It's probably me. Oh shit, I'm probably gonna go bald. And they're like, so we just need you, we need somehow to get you back to your own time. If you could just sit still, all of a sudden, oh no, Klingons decloaking off the starboard bow. You see 3 Klingon bird of prey on the view screen, which looks out, I might add, into fucking space. Okay? You can see space. and ships and shit flying at you, firing lasers. Now, I always thought that on the show, when they got hit by a laser, like, they all just kind of, you know, all right, on the count of three, everybody, like, move to the right. On the count of three, everybody move to the right. But no, these Klingons start firing at the ship, and the shit's falling all over the place. I'm like, oh my God! Oh my God! He's like, Lieutenant Jennings, to tactical! And this guy's running to tactical. Hi, Jennings. He's running to tactical. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to tactical! He's got a really nice ass. And the Klingons are firing us. So like, suddenly Riker says, Commander, get those people in a shuttle pod, get those people in the turbo lift immediately and bring them down to a shuttle pod. I'm like, we're going in the turbo lift! We're going in the fucking turbo lift! And so we all go in the turbo lift, and it's like, all right, we're going down to deck one. I'm like, I'm in a fucking turbo lift. And then the Klingons start firing, and it hits the turbo lift, and free fall. And the whole thing's just falling, and you're standing in a puddle of your own urine. I think it was my urine. I'm not 100% certain, but it was definitely urine from the 20th century. Your 20th century urine. And I'm like, ah! And then all of a sudden we fixed it. Okay, no one has to die. I'm like, thank God the future is fucking awesome. Door opens up, everybody to a shuttle pod. I'm like, shuttle pod? Did you know there's a shuttle pod called Voltaire? They're like, shut up and get in the shuttle pod. We get in the shuttle pod, and the doors close, and then all of a sudden, view screen comes on, and we're looking out into space.